Here's why you play Tigreal, the Warrior of Dawn as a roamer. First off, he provides excellent crowd control, making him one of the best initiators in the game. His skill set allows him to lock down multiple enemies and create huge openings for his team. He also boasts high durability as his passive lets him block incoming basic attacks, making him tanky enough to frontline during team fights. On top of that, Tigreal has strong teamfight impact as a single well-timed ultimate can completely turn the tide of battle. However, he has limited mobility, which makes it hard for him to escape when caught. He also struggles against ranged enemies since they can poke him before he engages. Lastly, Tigreal's skill reliance means that missing his combo can leave him and his team vulnerable. Tigreal's passive, Fearless, allows him to gain a stack of Fearless each time he uses a skill or is hit by a basic attack. After gaining 4 stacks, he consumes them to block the next incoming basic attack, including those from turrets. This makes Tigreal naturally tanky in prolonged fights and gives him consistent protection against marksmen and fighters who rely on basic attacks. Tigreal's first skill, Attack Wave, smashes the ground and releases a shockwave that erupts 3 times in a fan-shaped area, dealing damage and slowing enemies. Each wave increases the slow effect, allowing Tigreal to control enemy movement and zone them effectively. This skill is great for poking in lane or for keeping enemies trapped during engagements. Tigreal's second skill, Sacred Hammer, charges forward, pushing enemies to the end of his path and dealing damage. He can reactivate this skill shortly after to slam his hammer down, dealing more damage and knocking enemies airborne. This skill forms the core of Tigreal's initiation and combo potential, as it allows him to displace enemies and set them up for his ultimate. Tigreal's ultimate, Implosion, slams his hammer into the ground, pulling all nearby enemies toward him and stunning them while dealing area damage. This skill's pool can be followed up by his other abilities or his team's AoE skills to devastate grouped enemies. Implosion can be interrupted during its early cast time, so timing and positioning are crucial to landing it effectively. A typical streak combo for Tigreal is to start with his second skill to charge toward enemies, then immediately cast the ultimate to pull them all together and stun them again. After that, use the second part of his second skill to knock them airborne and extend the crowd control. Finish with the first skill to deal damage and further slow anyone trying to escape. Moving on to builds, I usually build Rapid Boots, Dominance Eyes, Athena Shield, Immortality, Guardian Helmet, and finally, Chastise Pauldron. These are the emblems that go along with this build. As for battle spells, the best battle spells for Tigreal is Flicker, as it allows him to perform his signature Flicker and ultimate combo to surprise enemies and ensure a successful initiation. This combo can single-handedly win team fights when executed properly. Tigreal performs well against heroes who rely heavily on basic attacks such as Zilong and Freya, since his passive can block their damage and give him the upper hand. However, he struggles against ranged mages like Chang'e and Zas who can safely poke him from a distance. Tigreal synergizes best with heroes that have strong follow-up abilities, such as Vexana and Odette, since their AoE bursts pair perfectly with his crowd control. You should unlock the first skill at level 1 for early poke and wave clear, prioritize upgrading the first skill for better damage and slow effects while keeping your second skill as a secondary focus for better initiation and control. Most importantly, upgrade the ultimate whenever available. Tigreal excels at setting up plays and protecting his teammates. Always look for opportunities to hide in bushes and initiate with your Flicker plus ultimate combo to catch multiple enemies off guard. When using your Sacred Hammer, try to position yourself so that you can push enemies toward walls or your team for maximum impact. Keep track of your failure stacks to block critical attacks from marksmen or towers, and don't waste your combo on just one enemy unless it's the enemy carry. Remember, timing is everything, so wait for enemies to group up before engaging and coordinate with your team to follow up with damage or ultimates. Lastly, avoid rushing in alone. Tigreal's strength lies in starting fights with his team ready to capitalize. With patience and precision, Tigreal can turn any losing fight into a victory.